your host for Motorweek, John Davis.
Well, hello and welcome again to Motorweek. We're glad to have you with us. You know, it was in 1984 that the staff of Motorweek first drove a Porsche 911. And during the decade that followed, we've been delighted, amazed, and occasionally humbled by this most demanding sports car. Many others have shared our fascination, so many that the 911 has remained popular while other Porsche models have faded. But nothing lasts forever, or does it? Judge for yourself. It's 1994, and after 30 years in production, the 1995 Porsche 911 Carrera is being introduced. And rather than a simple hold-the-line reskin, Porsche has invested heavily in its most famous car. The changes are extensive. Most obvious is the exquisitely reshaped fenders. Porsche stylists have done a remarkable job of smoothing and modernizing the 911. But it's lost none of its classic style and remains one of the most recognizable cars ever. Yet a large part of the 911's unique character remains under the rear lid. The latest 3.6-liter version of Porsche's six-cylinder Boxer engine has also been heavily reworked. Its 270 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque is the highest normally aspirated output in 911 history. And we emphasize normally aspirated because Porsche has sadly dropped the fearsome 911 Turbo. But the new Carrera's 5.3-second 0 to 60 time should keep all but the most speed-crazy drivers satisfied, as will the short 13.8-second quarter mile, which ends at 104 miles per hour and defines the term mid-range. But all power from one end of the band to the other feeds through a slick new 6-speed manual transmission. Porsche's Tiptronic automatic is also available. New optional 17-inch alloy wheels, which are 1 inch wider than last year's, put more rubber on the pavement, specifically the twisting pavement of Georgia's Roebling Road Raceway. An all-new multi-link suspension has increased the 911's already prodigious grip, and perhaps more importantly, made the twitchy handling that once gave it a reputation as a widowmaker a fading memory. Gentle front plow on corner entry now alerts the driver to impending oversteer, but a seasoned driver can still make the tail step out on command. The power steering is quick and responsive with tremendous feel, and the engine's broad spread of power launches the car out of corners like a scared rabbit. While larger cross-drilled front brake discs and new pads allow the 911 to dive deep into corners at racetrack speeds, while the latest Bosch anti-lock system helps bring it down from a more sedate 60 and an average distance of 103 feet. Stability and feel are flawless. The reworked suspension doesn't make the Carrera feel like a Cadillac on public roads, but it is the most comfortable 911 we've ever driven. Fuel mileage, however, remains typical for a 911. The EPA predicts 17 city and 25 highway. Our result of 19 seems reasonable. The 911's interior has always been stylish, but hardly user-friendly. That changes for 95 too, with extensive alterations that improve function but don't destroy its classic look. Switchgear, from the controls for the 911's novel retractable rear wing to the straightforward CFC-free climate system and standard cassette stereo, are now as user-friendly as those of any Toyota. However, gauges remain in 5 circular bezels, a fine arrangement for purists if very spread out by contemporary standards. Everything else from the new steering wheel, which holds one of the 2 standard airbags, to the relocated power mirror controls are improved. The new bucket seats are as firm as ever, but offer more strategically placed support. The cramped rear seats remain as user-unfriendly as ever, however, but the seat backs flip down to provide a handy luggage shelf. The main cargo bay still resides up front in the time-honored 911 style that now can swallow 20% more luggage. But to own this latest page in the illustrious 911 history, you'll actually need less money, over $5,000 less than last year. The 911 now carries a base price of $59,900. With options, our test car came to $62,938. Hardcore fans have been describing the Porsche 911 as the perfect sports car for over 30 years. If that's true, then the engineers at Porsche have finally done the impossible and improved on perfection. And we'll have more Motor Week right after this.